Good evening, everyone. In 1976, at the age of 36, married to my sister Ina, and with 3 young sons, Les Turner was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It was the disease Lou Gehrig had died of, but that was all the information there was. To find out anything about it was impossible. There was no printed material, nothing was available to describe or answer questions. We formed the Les Turner ALS Foundation in 1977, some 47 years ago, with the purpose of establishing the first laboratory in the world devoted solely to ALS. In 1979, we funded that first laboratory at the Northwestern University Medical School. In the very early years of the foundation, Wendy Abrams, our then executive director, saw the need to have, as a cornerstone of the foundation's programs, patient and family support groups. She identified Dr. Anne Lidsky, who at that time was a volunteer at the foundation's annual Mammoth Music Mart, as the perfect person to become the first support group facilitator. I don't know if Wendy could have imagined that more than 40 years later, Anne would remain the cornerstone of our support groups, which now include several groups monthly, held online, so geographical location is not an issue, providing information, enduring love, and solace for people living with ALS and their families, for caregivers, and for people enduring the loss of someone they loved to the difficult disease ALS. To date, the Les Turner ALS Hope Through Caring Award has been given 35 times. This prestigious accolade stands as a tribute to the extraordinary efforts of individuals who have demonstrated an unyielding resolve in the ongoing fight against ALS. Dr. Anne Lidksy has been and remains in the forefront of that fight, leading the effort to provide the most encouraging care and support to people living with ALS and their families so they can confidently navigate the disease.
So, who is Dr. Anne Lidsky? As she told us when we asked for some background, and I quote, "Jerry is my sweet man for 56 years. We have 2 daughters, Leora and Alyssa, and 2 sons-in-law, Aaron and Jeff, who have raised 5 amazing grandchildren. Who wouldn't call their grandchildren amazing? But somehow I do believe theirs are. I would like to ask Anne and her family to please stand and be recognized." Sorry, you can leave. From more than 55 years ago, Anne vividly remembers preparing mixed chicken broth and other homemade concoctions for her mother's feeding tube. You see, Anne was a teenager when her mother was diagnosed with ALS. She then assumed the role of primary caregiver when she was home from school, as her father was also not well. The eventual loss of her mother to this disease in 1965 inspired Anne to dedicate her life to providing support, compassion, and guidance as a practicing psychologist, as a teacher and director of education, and in so many other ways. Noteworthy of the way Anne thinks, one initiative that she introduced to the caregivers support groups in 1982 is the concept of an ethical will, encouraging people living with ALS to write letters to loved ones to be read after their passing. These letters would perhaps be given at future graduations, weddings, births, and other appropriate times. We reached out to Anne's colleagues on our support services team. They told us, and I quote, "Anne is a lovely soul and has the biggest of hearts. She can find the positive in the most troublesome and challenging of situations. She has an innate ability to connect with the spouses and family members to whom she provides support. Indeed, her group members say that in the group they feel seen, heard, and understood by Anne, giving a sense of validation to their feelings, thoughts, and concerns. Above all, Anne is more than just a support to people. She is a true friend." The Les Turner ALS Foundation is one of many organizations, from Temple Jeremiah in Northfield to the cardiac and neonatal ICU at Lurie Children's Hospital, that is fortunate to have Anne as a volunteer. Obviously, she doesn't know the meaning of the word retirement.
Additionally, Anne has always found time to volunteer at our Mammoth Music Mart fundraiser held at the Old Orchard Shopping Center for 25 years. In fact, that is what first caught her attention to our foundation. Do any of you remember being there? I have to put in a little aside when they were just giving Harvey and I a little attention with "This One's for You." That was the song that was played every day at the Music Mart when we opened it and when we closed it. That's why they played it. She also has found time to be a volunteer for ALS Tag Days held every May. Along the way, she came across many ALS patients and their families, and of course, took the time to talk to them and give them encouragement. Anne continues to find time and energy to attend our annual ALS Walk for Life in Chicago, where you can find her greeting ALS families as they cross the finish line. The Les Turner ALS Foundation, as was said before, is in its 47th year of existence because of people like Dr. Anne Lidsky. Each year, the foundation becomes more and more important and significant because of newly diagnosed patients, their families and friends, researchers, doctors, and caring people like yourselves who come to our events and otherwise support it. We thank each of you and are so grateful for your being a part of our team as we strive for a world free of ALS. And so, with unwavering dedication as its cornerstone, the Hope Through Caring Award is bestowed upon a deserving individual whose contributions have significantly elevated the collective effort to combat ALS. Recipients of this award not only harness their passion, but they have translated it into tangible change, channeling their energy to provide essential services that can offer comfort, guidance, and hope to those touched by this disease as they journey through the challenges posed by ALS. In essence, the Hope Through Caring Award encapsulates an extraordinary narrative of compassion, determination, and transformation. We thank Anne for asking Joel and I to be the presenters of this award to her. It is quite an honor for both of us. Ladies and gentlemen,
Please
welcome
this
the
year's
most deserving recipient of the 36th Annual Hope Through Caring Award, Dr. Anne Lidsky.
Good job.
You're so deserving. Okay.
Thank you. Can I just put this down? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Thank you, Bonnie and Joel, for your beyond kind words. You are both such dear, special friends, now for 43 years, and we're all still so young. Well, surely in spirit, surely in spirit. A heartfelt congratulations to Merritt. I really could do it, Sidkovich. Yeah, I was close, okay. On your award, you are surely one of the beacons of hope for everyone here at this gala and in the larger ALS community. Yes. I was speechless when I received the call from Laura. Did I hear correctly? The Hope Through Caring Award? It still takes my breath away. So thank you to the board of directors, Laura, the entire staff of the foundation, and everyone at the Lois and Solia Clinic, and everyone at Northwestern. I feel so privileged and honored to be part of this outstanding team. It has been 43 extraordinary years since I began my journey with the Les Turner ALS Foundation, and in a most powerful way, it was my sweet mom who loved to sing who brought me to this treasured community. I was 15 the first time my mom said to me, "Anne, I can't open or close these safety pins. Please, come help me." "Why," she cried, "am I falling? Why is my voice slurring?" It was the beginning of a living nightmare because my brother, sister, and I were young caregivers with no one to turn to for support. It was the 1960s. There were no teams of doctors and staff to guide us, no ALS Foundation or support groups, no voice assist devices when my mom could no longer speak, nothing to offer when she struggled for breath. And at the young age of 54, her courageous battle with ALS came to an end. My direction in life took an astounding turn in 1981 when I learned that an ALS Foundation existed in the Chicago area through an advertisement on the radio for the Les Turner ALS Mammoth Music Mart. I had recently completed my doctorate in clinical psych. I had walked in the shoes of an ALS family, and I wanted to believe that maybe I could be a presence, be present, and touch the lives of people living with ALS and their loved ones who were tenderly caring for them, something my family desperately needed when my mom was so helpless. Thank goodness Wendy Abrams believed in me, and my time with the Les Turner ALS Foundation began. To be truthful, I cried all the way home after facilitating my first few support groups. I listened to the participants' fears, their anguish, their frustrations, their heartbreak, and I felt their pain at my very core. My family encouraged me to rethink such direct and close involvement, unsure if this was an emotionally healthy choice for me. But it was my calling, my honor to remain on this journey with the most resilient people I have come to know in my life. From the very beginning, I felt a profound connection with them. We grew together as an extended family during our sessions, 25 years working with Eileen Mindell. Participants today share most everything without hesitation. We shed tears for ourselves and for one another. We laugh together. We talk about compassionate dialogue with loved ones, faith or the lack of, forgiveness of self and of others, and the ever-present need to continually readjust to a new normal. And most importantly, we listen. I understood that we were in critical need of caregiver-only support groups where participants can openly and honestly share what was on their minds, and then to be surrounded by people who really understood what it meant to be a caregiver and not worry about hurting the person they loved. People join us virtually from all over the United States and rarely miss a session once they have attended a single embracing gathering. The support groups have become their lifeline, and unique friendships have been formed through these powerful encounters with one another. It's difficult to be a caregiver. You love, you adore your spouse, a sibling, parent, an adult child, and you suffer watching them struggle. But at times you feel physically and emotionally depleted. One loses patience and then feels guilty. You question if you're understood, appreciated, and you may be in real need of a thank you or a loving gesture. But with these challenges come beautiful moments of clarity. The ordinary can become extraordinary by being in the moment. Say, "I love you" often, I exclaim. Don't wait to be overcome with a feeling of tenderness to act. Hold your loved one's face in your hands and gently offer a kiss. Caress a shoulder, a cheek, their hair. Apologize when you falter, as we all do. These words and gestures are not only important for the present, I stress, but they become forever loving memories which will one day sustain you. Perhaps this poignant message of express love is important and meant for all of us here tonight. I want to thank both caregivers and those with ALS who have put their trust in me and have accepted me into their lives. They have made me a better person, and clearly they have touched my soul. How well deserving are our guests who are living with ALS to be recognized here at this gala. We all shout bravo. I, too, stand in awe of the researchers who are devoting their lives to discover the cause and cure of this devastating disease, and they will succeed. Go for it. May the doctors and staff who provide tender care go forward with continued strength. But let's add to that recognition right now all the loving caregivers who shall not remain invisible here. You are doing sacred work. You are our heroes as well. You deserve an enormous round of applause for your resiliency, your warm hearts, and your strength of mind, body, and spirit. Please, here and at home, if you are presently a caregiver or have ever been, all of you rise, and this applause is for you. I know so many of them are here, and my groups were so excited about this, and I know many of them all over the country are watching virtually, and so I'm waving at them. Thank you again to everyone here for your grace and your generous spirit these past 43 years. A huge shout out to my beloved family and friends for being here and for loving me as you do. I love you more. I want to say hello, a really warm hello, to the watch parties. They're taking place in California and in the suburbs of Chicago and kind of really all over in Tennessee, and someone's in Nevada. And because of all of you, I live with gratitude. So I'm going to leave you with one final thought. If I could reach up and hold a star for every time each one of you who I have encountered on this journey has made me smile, made me feel embraced, and showed me such sweet kindness, the entire evening sky would be in the palms of my hands. Thank you so much.